Welcome to Cord Cutting This Week, episode number 32, the show where I give you my opinion on some of the biggest stories in the world of cord cutting. Now, this is my opinion. There are a ton of news out there and details with each story. If you want to learn more about these stories, down in the show notes, I link to each story so you can learn even more. But I'm going to dive into the ones I think were most impactful and maybe some of the most interesting ones from the past week. Did I miss a story you think I should have covered? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are on these stories. I always love to hear feedback on what you think is happening in the world of cord cutting. But let's dive into it. Right off the bat, Sling TV announced a ton of changes this week. Number one being an Amazon Channels competitor. So Amazon Channels is a service that allows you to subscribe to multiple streaming services. The catch you need to be is a current Amazon Prime subscriber. So you can't come if you're not an Amazon Prime subscriber, which is really cool because there's all these sub $10, some even sub $5 streaming services. You add them up, they're still a fraction of the cost of cable. You know, a $2 one, $5 here, with Wall Street Journal saying the average cost of cable TV, just the TV, being just over $100 right now. So you can subscribe to multiple, but then you have a password here, an app there. It's all fragmented. These services seek to kind of take it all into one spot, have one app which allows you to have one password, one credit card, debit card, however you're paying information, and manage it in a center place. And add and drop services becomes very easy, smooth transaction. Now, Sling TV is doing something Amazon's not. With their version of it, which includes NBA League Pass, Showtime, Dove, Curiosity Stream, Faith and Family, and others on the way, they are allowing you to manage all these subscriptions even if you're not a Sling TV subscriber. So that's a pretty cool feature there. The downside to it is you, unfortunately, at this moment, not everything is in it. But it's kind of one of those things. It's like we're making progress. We're moving in the right direction of taking all these content services from all over the web, mushing them together into one easy-to-use user interface. It's great for the end user, the cord cutters to have these options. I hope other people continue to do this. I'm excited Sling is doing it without the need to have a Prime subscription, for example. Some people say, well, it should be cheaper, right? Well, if I'm doing this through Sling or I'm doing this through Amazon, it should be cheaper. It's not really the point of this. It's more about the idea that I'm going to manage everything in one spot, one password, one central location. So I really like that feature. That is available starting today on the Roku, with other devices coming soon. Speaking of more content, Sling has also announced that they are launching more than 100 hours of free content on their app for non and former subscribers. You don't need to log in. You can just install the Sling TV Roku channel, other ones supported soon, open it up, and right there is over 100 hours of free ad-supported content. Kind of reminds me of the Vudu launch. They started with about 100 hours, and Vudu now has recently really racked up their free content. This is ad-supported. Some of it is surprisingly recent content. Some of it is, like current seasons, like back catalog of current seasons or the last season, which is pretty cool. There's even a couple movies included with the ad-supported one. So it's just one more option. If you're looking for free 100% content, now you can add Sling TV to the list of Pluto and Tubi and Crackle and the Roku channel and others. It's just kind of one more option there for free content, which I really like. The other big announcement from Sling TV is the fact that pay-per-view events no longer need to be purchased through a Sling TV base package. So with pay-per-view, for some time, Sling TV was one of the first ones to get out there and offer your ability to buy pay-per-view events and stream them online. Other services do it. UFC launched their own app. But again, you go back to the idea, multiple different apps, multiple different logins, and Sling TV's honestly had a good reputation recently of being very stable during events like pay-per-view. So now, even if you're not a Sling TV subscriber, you can go and sign up for Sling or a pay-per-view event through your Sling TV app, buy it, watch it, and never subscribe to Sling TV's base package. Which I think it's a great idea. It gives cord cutters more options. It gives Sling TV an option to make some money on the side, even if you don't want their TV service. So I think that's a pretty cool option. The bad news, though, is Sling TV is raising the price of Sling TV Orange. It's been over 3 years now at $20, and now they're going to $25. Now remember, as always, there is, things cost more over time. When TV contracts launch, and I've heard this from multiple streaming services, they will offer you a good deal. Disney, Fox, NBC Universal, Discovery, etc., the first year is at a lower rate. That allows a service like Sling to build up their user base, kind of grow the service, develop the following, and then they slowly tick up the price over time. Now, we've already seen PlayStation Vue raise the price. We've already seen YouTube TV raise the price. Shockingly, it's not barely, I think, been a year. I think we're right about the year in YouTube TV. And I'm kind of shocked it's not happened yet, but I'm not surprised it's happening, I guess is what I'm saying. Now, there is some good news here. All the add-ons are the same, including the 4 add-ons for $10 deal, which is a really good deal, to be honest with you. And the discount, if you get both Sling TV Orange and Sling TV Blue, is still only $40 for both. Which, if you look at it, it's like Sling TV is competing more with the YouTube and the PlayStation Vue and the Hulu at that price point. Or you can get a cheaper version if you want. So there's a couple ways you can look at it. The main downside is the DVR is still an add-on. It's not unusual these price changes to happen. All new subscribers starting today get it. Current subscribers will see the price hike happen in August. So they give you about 2 months to say, hey, you know what, maybe I don't want to do that, I can cancel. Which is, nice of them to say that, hey, here's a warning. Now, they're not grandfathering anybody in on this. I am not sure I don't believe there's been any changes on the grandfather clause for Sling Blue people who may have got in on the beta and been paying $20 for that. That, from our understanding, hasn't changed either. So just keep that all in mind. But like I said, it's been over 3 years. Content costs more. It's just the reality of what happens. All right, let's keep on going. Looking at the next topic, AT&T Watch TVs launched. Now, AT&T Watch TV is a $15 standalone streaming service from AT&T. It's a sports free, is kind of how they're billing it. There's a few sports-ish channels like TBS and TNT occasionally show sports, especially during March Madness. But this is really focused at driving AT&T wireless subscribers. If you're subscribed to one of the new AT&T Unlimited and More or AT&T Unlimited and More Premium, you can get AT&T Watch TV for free. If you're not a subscriber on those package, it's $15 a month. Comes with 30 channels, no locals, no DVR, but it does include a nice smattering of channels, including the Hallmark Channel, A&E, AMC, Animal Planet, BBC America, some Discovery, some Turner, which doesn't surprise you, like Cartoon Network and more. They do say some additional ones are coming, like Nick Teen. I'm not sure if that's an add-on or if they'll be added to the base package at a different time. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But there is a cool feature. If you do get it through your AT&T Unlimited and More, you get to pick a premium streaming service. Now, they've been offering HBO for a while, and you can still get HBO. But if you would rather say, hey, I'm not a big HBO person, you can also pick from Cinemax, Showtime, or Stars and get that as your free streaming premium content. There is also a free music section, but the wording is a little weird. So it does appear that you get an additional from the way it's worded. AT&T has not replied to our request for clarification on this, but you get to pick either Amazon Music, Pandora Premium, or VRV in addition to Sling TV's, AT&T Watch TV's Premium, HBO, Showtime, etc. deal through the AT&T Unlimited and More plan. Now, on the actual AT&T Watch TV FAQ, they talk about this and they don't say anything about needing AT&T Watch or AT&T Unlimited and More. Excuse me, so many AT&Ts, AT&T. They need to not use AT&T in everything. But it's a little confusing. If you pay the $15, you also get Amazon Music. That would be a crazy good deal, to be honest with you, because Amazon Music is about $10. Hey, that's like getting TV for $5. Or do you have to have it? Can you get both the HBO and the Amazon Music, or is it pick one? The wording makes it look like you can get both. Again, though, you need to kind of look at the base and what is best for you, and we'll have to wait and see what they do. I do not have the AT&T Unlimited and More, so I can't subscribe to that. But now that we've talked about what comes with it, let's talk about the service. Who's this for? Well, it's not really for news junkies. There is CNN, but there's no Fox News. There's no MSNBC. There is no CNBC, I believe, is not included with this also. There is BBC World News, which is a nice addition, and CNN. So if you're a casual news person, you may get by, but Fox News, MSNBC News, which are by far number 1 and number 2, way ahead of a lot of the competition out there, this is probably not for you. Definitely not for sports fans. This almost just feels like a cool add-on. Like, hey, during football season, I may subscribe to Sling TV, DirecTV Now, etc. because I want my sports channels for football season. The rest of the year, I may occasionally, my wife may want to watch The Walking Dead, or really, I don't use live TV past that. Maybe every now and then I may flip it on just to kind of see what's out there, but that's about it. This seems kind of like the people who, want some TV, but maybe don't want to pay a lot. Maybe, hey, if it's with my AT&T Wireless Unlimited and More plan, I'll subscribe to it. Other than that, I probably wouldn't. So it's kind of threading a needle. There is a good lineup of non-sports content here. It does feel like it's missing a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit over here. So it may not be for everybody. Of course, there's no like FX on here. There's no Fox programming. There is no very little or no Disney programming, excuse me. So no Disney Channel, no Disney Junior. While it does have Cartoon Network, the lack of Disney may hurt some families. So who's this for? There's no clean, like, okay, this is like a sports fan service. This is a movie fan service. This is a kid streaming service with all the kid channels out there. So I don't know. I wanted to throw that out there and let you know what I thought of that. So do I think it's successful? Maybe not in how a traditional streaming service would be looked at. If you're looking at this like AT&T Watch TV, we want to make money off it, this may not be the service that will be the most successful. But if you look at this as a way to sell AT&T wireless subscription services, this is probably going to move some plans. If you're looking at T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, and they're all within, let's say, $10 to $15 of each other. But AT&T Watch TV is giving you Amazon Prime Music and AT&T Watch TV. Hey, maybe I go with AT&T when I would have gone with Verizon or T-Mobile before. So it's definitely going to drive, I think, sales of wireless plans, which seems to be what AT&T is hoping to get from this. Past that, we'll have to wait and see. I'm a bit concerned. It's clearly a reskinned version of DirecTV Now. It seems to be running off the same servers, same kind of look. The guides look fairly similar with a slight graphical change. I am worried about the idea of this putting additional strain on the DirecTV Now servers. How will they hold up? They have been notoriously flaky right now, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But overall, AT&T Watch TVs live, link down in the show notes, read all the details. Head over there. They do offer a free trial if you want to test it out. All right, next up is the decline and death of CDs. A study came out from Limelight Networks, which is a kind of a backbone company and a research group, and they announced that according to their studies, only 8% of Americans buy CDs right now, which doesn't surprise me at some point, does surprise me at another. But what I find interesting here is everybody's been saying, hey, radio is a early warning of where cord cutting is going. Excuse me. Radio is about 5 to 10 years ahead of where TV is or where cord cutting. The iPod came along, iTunes, and all these other music services digitally. Now you got Spotify and Pandora Premium, Amazon Music, Apple Music, just eating the living daylights out of physical CDs, and even now starting to eat heavily into downloaded MP3 music, as people just want to pay one flat rate and get all the music they want. So with only 8% of Americans buying CDs, only 39% of Americans still downloading music for offline listening, that's less than half of America. We often talk that when cord cutting will really, really take a bite out of cable TVs when over half of America doesn't do it. We look at this, it's happened in music. When over half of all Americans are only streaming their music, that's a red flag. And it should be a red flag for TV executives that, hey, this model we have now won't work. Just like music executives found out the model they had won't work because people decided that their music was not worth buying physical CDs, that even if it doesn't have every song, buying or getting a subscription service to Apple Music, for example, is good enough. I know they have pretty much everything for the most part. So I think that is kind of where we're going. I think this is kind of a red flag of where cord cutting is going to be in 5 years, maybe 5 to 10 years. We'll see exactly how fast that happens. Maybe, if the economy ever turns sour, cord cutting is going to grow even faster. If the economy keeps getting better, cord cutting may slow down a little bit. Cord cutting is still going to go up. The question is now, is just how fast? Is it going to go up steadily? Is it just going to explode if the economy collapses? Or maybe some type of nexus happens in streaming that just causes that cord cutting arc to jump way high. We'll wait and see. But if I was a TV executive, I would be looking at this report about the sale of physical music and the download of music and say, that's me in 5 years. How am I going to plan for that today so in 5 years it's not kicking me in the butt? That's a tough one. I think AT&T is trying to do that a little bit. Verizon's even talking about it. Comcast and Charter kind of dipping their toe in it. They don't seem all that interested in it. Dish was the first one to really see this with their Sling TV launch. You see other groups like Google jumping into it, PlayStation View, Hulu, and Fubo TV that don't come from a traditional pay TV, kind of saying, hey, we see where this is going. We're going to take advantage of it. So, hey, smaller cable operators, you better be thinking because you're going to be the first one to die. Hey, Comcast and Charter, I'm looking at you. You're not immune to what's happening out there. So just keep that in mind. If you want to read more about this in the full report, go to cordcardsnews.com. Link to it down in the show notes down below. All right, hey, there's our show for the week. I hope this has been interesting. These are my thoughts. These are what I think is happening. I really want to know what you think, though. Let me know. Leave me a comment and leave me a thumbs up if you like this video. Hit that subscribe button every Wednesday, also 8 p.m. Eastern for 1 hour. We're live on YouTube. I may do it Tuesday this week. There's a couple things I got to make sure my schedule works next week. Because of the 4th being on a Wednesday, I may try to flip that date. But have a great day. Take care. I will see you next week. Follow us on our social media, Facebook and Twitter for updates. I'll also post it in the comments in the little fan page while we're on our YouTube page. So see you next week. Thank you for your support. I greatly appreciate it.